What's up, YouTube? This is Robin Hood and Stock Talk with Jaime G, where I bring you the latest and greatest and them stocks for your radar. We're going to get right into it, guys. We're going to be talking about Rada Electronic Industries. Rada is a global defense technology company focused on proprietary radar solutions and legacy avionics systems. The company is a leader in many tactical radars serving attractive high-growth markets, including active military, protection, counter-UAS, critical infrastructure protection, and border surveillance. As you can see, guys, they do a lot of military type work, right, guys? And these guys actually have received $23 million in work orders, right, for the SHORAD Striker, right, which is for the U.S. Army Striker vehicle. It's the GDLS, which is the General Dynamics and Land System, and the other one is the APS, which is the Active Protective System, right? These are two radar systems, guys, that they are making for the U.S. Army, right, which is totaling $23 million, right? And they have other works in the pipeline, which is the Bradley AFC, right? And they also secured another $20 million contract, right, in work orders for the S-SUAS, which is for the small unmanned aerial systems in the SHORAD, right? Which is the short range air defense, and the CRAM, funny name, right? Counter rocket and artillery motors, and last, the VPS, the vehicle protection, right, guys? So basically $43 million worth of contracts for the military, the U.S. military, right, guys? They're doing a bunch of their technology, right, stuff for them. They're not technology, a bunch of radar system stuff for them, guys, for drones, for their striker vehicles, you know what I mean? There's a big list, right, that can go on and on, right? This is just a couple of the contracts I just wanted to share that they have, right? Because they did record-breaking revenue for their fourth quarter, right? I'll be sharing that with you guys here in a little bit, and as you can see in the video here, right, it gets breakdown on actually on what their drones, what their radars do, and so on and so forth, and the numerous of different radars that they have, right? And they have a impressive list of customers, right? The customer base includes the U.S. military forces, right? None other than the Marines, the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force. Basically, every entity in the military service, right, guys? They do work with, right? Also with Lockheed Martin, BOEING, Leonard DRS, Elbit Systems, and the Rafael Advanced Defense System, and many, many more, right? I could keep going on with the list, guys, right? But I'd be here forever, right? The point I'm making is that these guys have an impressive list of clients that they have, right? And Rada is targeting the active projection radars market with a projection worth of 1.5 billion, right? And the Bradley APS is the initial U.S. program, right? And Rada is in the process of doubling its capacity, right? It's yet not operating at its full limits. They also have their headquarters is in Israel, guys, and they have an actual location in Germantown, Maryland as well, right? And each location, right, produces radars worth $100 million annually in both locations. And they're not even at their full limit yet, right? Just imagine if they were, you know what I mean? In the next 4 years, the Army's Big Six propriety brings billions in its potential revenue for Rada, right? The U.S. accounts for 36 of the 1.8 trillion in global defense spending, right? And Rada's technical radars are a major growth opportunity, right, for them to grow. Man, I did not know that the U.S. spends $36 of the 1.8 trillion in global defense spending. That's a lot of money, right? But we need it. We have the number one military in the world, right, guys? And that's something to be proud of, you know? And just a couple weeks ago, right, top Israel institutional investors purchased 3.9 million of shares, right, of Rada, right? And they also got listed on the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange, right, which is called, they're dual listed, right? So they're listed in two parts of the world. They're listed in Tel Aviv, and they're listed here in America, right, which is freaking awesome, right? Because that's growth. They get exposure in both sides of the world, right? Which gives Rada the opportunity to grow a lot faster financially. Like I said, guys, I think these guys are definitely under the radar. Yeah, radar. Go figure. And we're talking about radars, right? But I think they're definitely under the radar, guys. And Wall Street is sleeping on these guys. You know what I mean? And I think they're gonna do great. And that's why I wanted to share these guys with you. I actually found them by looking up and what ARK Investment invest in, and they actually have a couple $1 million worth of shares invested into Rada, right, guys? And you know they have high standards and on how they pick and criteria on how they choose their stocks, right? That they invest in, and this is one of them, obviously, because they see profit potential, guys, right? And if they see profit potential in these guys, then obviously I do too, right? I actually picked up some shares today, right? Because they were a little bit on the dip, going for $12.52 today. So I picked some shares up. So, right, today would have been a great day to pick some shares up, but maybe tomorrow as well will be a great day to pick some up. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep on getting into it, right? And last year, guys, hold on, bear with me here, guys. I'm trying to get back on here with you guys. And I'm back. There I am. You know what I mean, guys? Here I am. Sorry, I'm just learning how to do all this technology stuff, guys. You know what I mean? So bear with me. I'm trying to make my videos better. But yeah, I'm going to read some more of my notes here to you as I get this camera focused here. Sorry, bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Sorry, I'm new. All right, there you go. Right. And it says Rada in the last year has returned 114% versus the U.S. market, which had returned 24%, right, guys? That's a big difference. You know what I mean? In the last 5 years, Rada has returned a remarkable 1,744%. In the last 5 years, they've just do the math, right? 5 divided into 1,744. That's basically kind of what they did every year, right? According to the analysts, right? That's pretty damn good, right? That's what you look for in a company. You know what I mean? And 3 analysts rated Rada a strong buy. Right, they bumped its revenue for 2021 from 108 million to 118 million, right? And then analysts expect its revenue to grow 73% per year for the next 1 to 3 years, right? Which is above the saving rate of 2%. Rada's earnings of 73% per year are forecasted to grow faster than the US market of 20% per year. You know what I mean, guys? Like I said, check these guys out. As you can see, you know what I mean? It's pretty cool on the stuff they were doing, right? I'd never even heard of this company or what, but it's a pretty cool looking company, and the technology of what they do, right? When you do your own research and check them out, and you'll see, man, it's pretty awesome what they do, and they're located here also in America, right? And they help provide our military services with top of the line cutting edge radar systems, you know what I mean? And we need that, right? If the enemy was to come attack us, right, we want our military to be properly ready and have the best of the best equipment, you know? And that's what Rada does. It provides top of the line cutting edge technology systems. And Rada has become profitable in the past 5 years, guys. Last 5 years they've been profitable. You know what I mean? Growing their earnings to 54.7% per year, right? So the last 5 years, they've been freaking profitable, right? Not a lot of companies are even profitable yet. You know what I mean? It takes some years before they get profitable. These guys in the last 5 years have been profitable. Yeah, that's good. That's bullish sentiment for a company, you know? And those are things that you look for in a company when you're investing in a company, right? You want them to be profitable, right? Because if the company's profitable, then they're making money, and then the price of their stock goes up. Therefore, our stock, our investment account goes up, right? Because if we're invested in this company, no, this is not financial advice. This is just me sharing my thoughts and opinions as I invest in the stock market in my Robinhood account. You know, now that I said that, guys, you know what I mean? But that's stuff you look for in a company, you know? And their debt to equity ratio of 0.7 is considered satisfactory, right? And it has reduced from 28% to 0.7, right, guys? In the past 5 years. That's pretty freaking good. You know, I'm going to be sharing their fourth quarter, right? Because they just reported their fourth quarter earnings, right? I'll give you the fourth quarter earnings, and then I'll break down the summary of the whole 2020, right? Earnings, right? It's freaking remarkable, right? They did record-breaking, all-time high revenue this year, right? So their revenue totaled 23 0.3 million in the fourth quarter of 2020, right? An increase of 62% compared with revenue of 14.4 in 2019. Right? Their gross profit totaled 9 million in the fourth quarter of 2020, right? Compared to the gross profit of 5.1 in fourth quarter of 2019. Right? That's an increase of $4 million, guys, which is freaking great. Right? The operating profit was 2.8 million in the fourth quarter compared to operating loss, right? Not operating profit, operating loss of 0.2 million in the fourth quarter of 2019. Mind you guys, 2020 was a pretty bad year for a lot of people, a lot of businesses going out of work, out of business, right? Which is sad, you know what I mean? But Rada is steadily being profitable, steadily making money for 2020, you know what I mean? As opposed to all of these unfortunate companies, right? You know what I mean? But in 2019, they were obviously not doing that great because they were losing money, right? But 2020, they're doing freaking awesome, right? And then their net income attributed to Rada's shareholders in the fourth quarter of 2020 was 2.6 million or 0.6 per share compared to the net loss of 0.3 million or 0.01 per share in the fourth quarter, right, guys? You see that? They're just steadily doing good in 2020. 2020 was a great year for these guys. Check them out. Right now, these are the results for their 2020 reportings, okay, guys? I just shared the fourth quarter just so we're on the same page. You know, so their revenue totaled 76.2 million, right? An increase of 72% compared to 14.4 million in 2019. That is, you know what I mean? That is a big difference in the amount, right? Obviously, they're doing something right in 2020, doing something different in 2020 than they were in 2019 because they are making banco, money, dinero, feria. That means money, guys. Okay, back to the notes. Now, their gross profit of 28.3 million, as opposed to the gross profit of 15.9 in 2019. Right, guys? Like I said, big difference in millions of dollars. Right, and their operating profit of 5.5 million compared to a loss of 2.1 million in 2019, and their net income attributed to Rada's shareholders was 5.6 million or 0.13 cents per share for the year end of 2020, compared to a net loss of 2 million or 0.05 per share for the end of 2019. Like I said, guys, they hit a all-time high here in 2020, right, when they reaching that 76.2 million, right, is up 72% year over year, right? And they actually reiterated their 2020 revenue guidance, right, to exceed 120 million. Guys, they had to change it. They reiterated it, right, because they obviously did freaking awesome. And according to, if you're paying attention, according to the analysts earlier, right, they said they raised the three analysts that are bullish on them raised their revenue from 108 to 118 million, right? But these guys bumping it up to 120 million, not 118, right, guys? So obviously their business is booming and it's growing, as you could see according to their fourth quarter records or revenue. And also just the whole year 2020 was awesome for these guys, which is good, right? And at the end of 2020, their net cash and cash equivalents of 35.8 million compared to 13.8 million at the end of 2019. Right, to sum this all up, guys, in my opinion, Rada is obviously a great company. And I think it's a great long-term play. Like I said, I bought some shares today of them. And, you know, do your own research, do as you will. But I just wanted to put this one on your radar, guys, right? And none other than ARK Investment is invested. Like I said, they have a little over $2 million worth of shares invested in this company. You also have Morgan & Stanley, which has $5 million worth of shares, guys. And Renaissance Technology. If you guys don't know who Renaissance Technology is, I believe they're the second biggest hedge fund in America. If I'm incorrect, leave it down in the comments and correct me. I don't mind criticism, guys. But they have $6.7 million worth of shares. And I always say, guys, institutional investors are not going to put millions of dollars in a company that they know they're not going to profit from. Could they possibly be wrong? Yes. But ARK Investment has a great track record. Like I said, they have high standards for what how they pick their stocks, guys. So I see major potential, guys, in this stock, Rada, right? And analysts give it a price target of $15.20 by the end of 2021. And by the end of 2025, guys, they give it a price target of $21.62. You know what I mean? But I personally think it'll go higher than that before 2021, at the end of 2021. But that's just my opinion. I think they're a sleeping giant. You know what I mean? They have a market cap of 498 million, so they're obviously not a mega cap, mega stock. You know what I mean? They're more of a mid cap stock, right? And their 52-week high was $13.75, right? Now they're currently going for $12.52, I believe. You know what I mean? And last week they were up 21%. In the last month, 35%, and the last 3 months they've been up 36% or 76%. I apologize, guys, right? Which ain't too bad. You know what I mean? And yesterday they had hit, I believe it was $13.50. You know what I mean? And so they went past their first resistant level, right, guys? Their first resistant level was 13.09, right? And they but they went past that, right? And then their second level of resistance is 13.42, and they went past that, you guys. You know what I mean? They went just briefly, you know, some cents past it, but nonetheless, they went past that second level resistance. And the third level resistance is at 13.98. And after that is obviously to the moon. You know what I'm saying, guys? So hopefully it'll go to the moon sooner than later, right? That's what we all hope for as investors, right? And their first level of support is at $12.30. Excuse me, guys. And that second level is at 11. Oh, sorry, my notes. That second level is at, my dog opened the door. I have to close it. Second level resistance, guys, is at $11.84, right? And if it continues to dip, which we hope it don't, but if it keeps don't trip, right? Then that third level of support is at $11.51, guys. You know what I mean? That's what I have for you guys. Hopefully you find this video helpful and useful. Man, if you guys can please show some love, man, and hit and smash that like button. Maybe hit that notification bell, ding dong, so you can be notified when I come through with these videos for your radar. And as you can see, my count, guys, is at 25,469. I was down $500 for the day, guys, and then after hours I was up $412, right? So kind of almost, I'm down a couple $100, guys. Hey, it is what it is, right? I was down yesterday, down a little today. It's all good. Dust it off, you know what I mean? And you keep it pushing, you know what I'm saying? And I hope to motivate somebody, guys, to maybe want to open an account, guys. Not because this is financial advice, but, you know, financial freedom comes by investing, as I always say, guys. And I choose to invest in the stock market and crypto, guys. It is the first step of financial freedom for you and your family, man. You got to invest for you and your loved ones, man, so they can have something. I definitely am not going to work until I'm 65, until I can get my freaking retirement. Hell no. I will retire in 10 years or less, guys. Mark my words. And my account will be at $1 million or more by then, and hopefully your guys as well too. This is Robin Hood and Stock Talk with Hamid G, where I come with the latest and the greatest in them stocks for your radar. Like I said, smash that like button, guys. Show me some love. Until tomorrow, peace. Now where's